Hear that again. As you rise in visibility, as you rise in prominence, there are going to be more hands coming in your direction. Remember, the hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Previously, you weren't seen, so therefore you didn't have to dodge any hands. But now that the eyes can see you, you got more hands coming. But the brilliance of this quote from Muhammad Ali.
Welcome to Impact and Fulfillment with Coach Mike D, where you'll gain practical wisdom and dynamic insight from amazing conversations to live your best life.
What's going on, y'all? This is Coach Mike D with another episode of Impact and Fulfillment. I hope you're having an amazing day and doing the doggone thing. Like, real talk. I hope you are doing the thing and making the thing happen, whatever that thing is in your life. Whatever it is, be obedient to that thing and get that thing done. But yo, dig this, man. You know, today's quick message is really going to be a different perspective on a very, very, very famous quote by a very famous individual, right? So everyone, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, you need to check yourself. But everyone should be very familiar with Muhammad Ali. Considered the greatest, if he's not the greatest, he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. He's definitely, one of the greatest sports figures of the last century, one of the greatest communicators, in history. Like, this dude was that dude, right? But he had a famous quote that you can find just about anywhere. And it said, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Okay? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But before that, there's a little part to that quote that some people tend to forget, right? And it starts with the hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Rumble, young man, rumble. So if you listen to the whole quote, it's really, it's impactful. You think about boxing, but I actually listened to that quote and I thought about life. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. For a lot of us, we are in positions in which we are rising in prominence, right? Meaning your visibility is increasing. You are moving up. You are moving into different positions in life. So therefore, you're now going to be more visible to folks that you may have otherwise been invisible to in the past. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. So now that you've risen in your visibility, there are going to be more hands coming in your direction. Hear that out. Hear that again. As you rise in visibility, as you rise in prominence, there are going to be more hands coming in your direction. Remember, the hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Previously, you weren't seen, so therefore you didn't have to dodge any hands. But now that the eyes can see you, you got more hands coming. But the brilliance of this quote from Muhammad Ali is it's interesting. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So what that said to me, as we elevate, as we rise in life and become more visible, more hands are going to come at us. So therefore, that part of float like a butterfly takes on a totally different meaning. Because as you elevate, the farther that you go up the chain, the more imperative it is for you to also strengthen your wings, because you have to have the ability to float like a butterfly. Because if you rise in prominence and the eyes can now see you, you got more hands coming in your direction. you have to stay nimble. So as you rise, make sure you're also building your wings so you can float like a butterfly. And this last part, and this is one that some people might have some issues with, but it's also quite impactful and informative as you rise up and as you float like a butterfly. You also have to be able to sting like a bee. And it's interesting when you think about how a bee operates, right? A bee floats around, but when a bee is ready to sting something, it quickly comes in, it does its thing, and then it leaves. If you've ever been stung by a bee, like I'm from the South, so I think that's kind of a rites of passage thing that you have to go through. A wasp, a bee, a yellow jacket, something, you're going to get stung by something, right? But rarely have I ever been stung and I look down and that thing is still stinging me. Usually it stings and then it moves on. So when you sting like a bee, or when you make an impact, or when you have to do something, you do your thing and then you move on. Again, it's almost like remixing this quote a little bit, but making it apply to life and making it apply to how we're moving in a trajectory that's going to increase our visibility. The hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Rumble, young man, rumble. Rumble. Because eventually, you're going to be in the ring. Eventually, you're going to have to fight. Eventually, you're going to have to match that foe that's dealing with you, right? Rumble, young man, rumble. We have to be in a position to handle what we need to handle. Now, I'm not, encouraging you to go and physically fight with anyone, but the concept of us having to rumble with various circumstances and situations in life, that's a reality. But we need to be prepared so that we have the best chance or the best opportunity for a positive outcome in the midst of that rumble. So let's take some wisdom from our brother, the late, great Muhammad Ali. And remember, as we elevate in life, the hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. If it's a principle, that means the opposite is true. As you are seen, more hands are going to come in your direction. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Build your wings so that you're nimble and able to move. Sting like a bee. Remember, a bee stings and then moves on, right? Rumble, young man, rumble. When you're prepared, don't be scared to get in the ring. All right. Well, hey, as always, make sure to follow Coach Mike D on social media. On TikTok is the Coach Mike D. Grab a copy of my book, The 33 Laws of Impact and Fulfillment. Visit CoachMikeD.com. Share this episode out. Let me know what you think. And I look forward to connecting with you next week. Y'all be blessed, well, and wise. Have an amazing day. Peace.
I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow Coach Mike D everywhere on social media. Y'all be blessed, well, and wise.